The Holy Bible, Exodus chapter 21. These are the laws you are to set before the people. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he shall serve for 6 years, but in the 7th year he shall go free without paying anything. If he came alone, he shall leave alone. If he had a wife when he came, she shall go out with him. But if his master gave him a wife, and she bore him sons or daughters, the wife and children shall belong to the master, and the man shall go out alone. However, if the servant plainly declares, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I do not want to go free, then his master shall bring him before the judges. He shall take him to the door or doorpost, and pierce his ear with an awl. Then he shall serve his master for life. If a man sells his daughter as a servant, she shall not go free as the male servants do. If she does not please her master, who has chosen her for himself, he must allow her to be redeemed. He has no right to sell her to a foreign people, since he has broken faith with her. If he gives her to his son, he must treat her as a daughter. If he takes another wife, he must not reduce her food, clothing, or marital rights. If he fails to provide these 3 things, she shall go free without paying any money. Anyone who strikes a man so that he dies must surely be put to death. However, if the act was not intentional, but God allowed it to happen, then a place shall be appointed where the killer may flee. But if a man schemes and deliberately kills another, he must be taken from my altar and put to death. Anyone who strikes his father or mother must be put to death. Anyone who kidnaps a person and sells him, or is found in possession of him, must be put to death. Anyone who curses his father or mother must be put to death. If men quarrel, and one strikes the other with a stone or with his fist, and the injured man does not die, but is confined to his bed, then if he later gets up and walks around with a staff, the one who struck him shall not be punished further. However, he must pay for the injured man's lost time and ensure he is completely healed. If a man strikes his male or female servant with a rod, and the servant dies under his hand, the master shall surely be punished. But if the servant survives for a day or 2, the master shall not be punished, because the servant is his property. If men are fighting and injure a pregnant woman, so that she gives birth prematurely, but no serious harm follows, the offender must pay whatever the woman's husband demands, as determined by the judges. But if serious harm does follow, then you shall give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, bruise for bruise. If a man strikes the eye of his male or female servant and destroys it, he must let the servant go free as compensation for the eye. And if he knocks out the tooth of the servant, male or female, he must let the servant go free because of the tooth. If an ox gores a man or woman to death, the ox must be stoned, and its flesh must not be eaten. The owner, however, shall not be punished. But if the ox had a habit of goring in the past, and the owner was warned but failed to restrain it, and it kills a man or woman, then the ox shall be stoned, and the owner also shall be put to death. If a ransom is demanded instead, the owner may redeem his life by paying whatever is required. If the ox gores a male or female servant, the owner of the ox shall pay 30 shekels of silver to the servant's master, and the ox shall be stoned. If a man digs a pit or leaves one uncovered, and an ox or donkey falls into it, the owner of the pit must pay for the loss. He must give money to the animal's owner, and the dead animal shall be his. If one man's ox injures another man's ox and it dies, they shall sell the live ox and divide the money, and also divide the dead animal. But if it was known that the ox had a habit of goring and the owner